I'm Dianne Porchia, and I'm doing an interview today with a friend of mine from Topanga Canyon. I met him years ago. We were both living here in Topanga. His name is Billy Merritt, and he is the owner of Infinity Greens superfood products, which are really awesome, and I use them. This is Infinity Greens. They're superfoods that have everything in them. I think there's like, I don't know, 12 or 14 ingredients that are really awesome. And I'm going to be using his products in my upcoming retreat. And Billy's is here today to talk about, the physical, nutritional aspects of wellness and keeping your immune system strong. So, hi, Billy. It's good to see you.
Hey, Deanne,
And
great to see you. Thank you so much. And it's an honor to get to talk to you.
Thanks. So, could you just talk a little bit about what made you come up with this product line?
Sure. Well, it's been just my whole way of life, really. I've always been fascinated with physiological, mental, spiritual health, but it was my own healing of a brain injury. Actually, it was a combination of an injury and also genetic that was causing this bleeding, and the bleeding would trigger seizures. So I had to just live an entirely medicinal lifestyle and was able to evaluate what works, what makes a difference, what doesn't work. And basically, I devised this lifestyle that really just caused profound transformation, and also it reflected in so many other ways than my brain health. I just felt more energy and vitality, and I just everything works better. And also, I then took these nutrition and lifestyle principles to the Ashram Health Retreat, where I worked as a nutritionist and trainer for many years and applied these nutrition principles to their program. And people would just come and go, leave the retreat feeling like different people. It's amazing. People just don't know what they can get out of a truly enhanced diet and lifestyle. It's quite profound, really.
Yeah, it's
So,
really great. Well, I know when I use your products that I just feel so energized all day, and I'm going to be using the superfood products and the retreat that I'm doing in Aspen this year, and the energy bars as well. I've got a C bar right here, but I know you also have the energy bars, and they're just packed with nutrition. Can you talk a little bit about the ingredients in these products?
sure. Well, the formulas were devised originally for my own healing, medicinal lifestyle. It's for me, it was getting the right amount of blood flow, supporting certain organs and functions of the body, vitamin K, a blood coagulant, healing. And so it became like this precision blend of these different ingredients, which, by the way, it's 21 different medicinal plant foods within probiotics and enzymes. And it's just these plant foods are dried and pulverized into a powder. So it's something that you can just mix into water or a smoothie. I also have them in capsule form. But the idea is they're supporting every organ and function of the body. Each food in the formula is targeting something, which like for example, your gastrointestinal system works better, your pancreas works better, when of course your heart works better, it supports your brain. They're all so interconnected. So it's a very precision blended formula, and we began serving this formula at the health retreat. It became a big part of the program there, and it's doing many things. It's complex, but the essence of it is it's pulling the toxic funk out of the body, taking that toxic burden from everyday toxins, heavy metals, not drinking the purest water, breathing the freshest air, contaminants in our food. That you got to pull the funk out. That's half of it right there. We're always uh, thinking about what nutrients, what foods am I getting, but half of it again is getting the funk out and then putting those restorative nutrients from these plant foods back in, of course.
I have a question. I work with a lot of people that call me with autoimmune disorders, And, depression probably comes from the autoimmune disorders. And can you speak to, do you have any, evidence of effectiveness with those type of disorders that are happening?
Profoundly so, actually, because it's so common. There are like 128 kinds of autoimmune disease, and they're growing. It's quite scary, really. But the amazing thing is how profoundly strong and wise our immune system can be. The essence of autoimmune disease, as you know, and most people know, is it's basically the immune system attacking itself. Basically, it's your immune system that's spun out of control. And so the essence of the problems with all of these different autoimmune diseases is essentially inflammation. And when you cause inflammation in the body, it's basically blocking healing. That oxygen, nutrient-rich blood can't get into all of these places where it needs to do its restoration. So these places in the body that have the inflammation basically just weaken. They become weaker and weaker. Essentially, you're just aging faster. And so the essence of healing autoimmune disease, and you can't necessarily heal every genetic condition like rheumatoid arthritis, well, but actually, I believe truthfully you can. That my situation is genetic, and now there's this whole new science of epigenetics where you can heal broken genes. I really truly believe the body can do everything. And while I can't promise that everybody's going to heal every condition, I am confident at the very, very least you can improve your condition. So we're
Yeah.
trying to rebuild that intelligence into the body, that body's wisdom of how to heal itself. And
Hmm.
so the quick fix with autoimmune diseases, of course, the medication is to tame down, to basically turn the intensity of your immune system down. And so it's like a temporary fix so that your immune system isn't over attacking itself. But what we need to do is to retain the immune system so it starts taking care of you again instead of damaging your body. And so, go
Is
ahead.
there, is there a protocol that you would have people follow to first maybe, detox the body and then introduce your superfood products?
Yes. It's a whole lifestyle that
Yeah.
I could talk about for hours. In fact, that's largely what the Infinity Health Manual, my book,
Mhm.
is focused on. I have a whole chapter on autoimmune disease. So it's the name of the book is the Infinity Health Manual: The Essentials of Life Force, Weight Loss, and Longevity. And so it's an immune system, of course, is one of the pillars of your health. It's a foundational element, of course. So I wish I could sum it up in just a few words, but um, I mean, the essence of it is, again, to live the medicinal way of life, because you're essentially working to make everything in your body stronger, which then supports a stronger immune system just because of how interconnected everything is. And
Mhm.
then also just really going direct to the symptom with your medicinal lifestyle is to tame that inflammation. And so while you can't necessarily just correct your immune system right away, you can help with that inflammation, the essence of which is the anti-inflammatory lifestyle. And
Wow.
so with that, of course, diet, in terms of correcting inflammation, is the most important thing. Anti-inflammatory foods and foods that are natural blood thinners, like essential fatty acids, the medicinal plant foods of like turmeric. That's the essence of my pain relief formula. So it's and taming down the blood coagulants, for example, and especially, most importantly, the inflammatories. What are the worst inflammatories? It probably doesn't take a lot of imagination. It's processed sugar, actually,
Mm.
and wheat flour and fried food. and too much low-grade animal protein, I can assure you that sausage and bacon is not medicinal for anybody. No. So we've got to get on the anti-inflammatory lifestyle, and really for everybody, because the reality is, because of processed food in our diet and just toxins in the everyday wear and tear of life, is just that we are all more, there's more inflammation in our body than there should be. And the problem with that inflammation, whether it's genetic, whether it's an autoimmune disease or just your everyday inflammation, is again that silver bullet that you create with your lifestyle, that oxygen, nutrient rich blood, that life force can't get in there to do its restorative work, to rejuvenate, to get all the life force to your cells and pull the funk out. So
Hmm.
it's, if anything, I just want that to really get ingrained in people's thoughts that they need to live the anti-inflammatory lifestyle. It's crucial. It's
Yeah.
getting the right foods and the wrong foods out.
Hmm. Hmm. And the exercise is a big part of it as well, right?
Oh yeah, the exercise, you got to get the right medicinal in, and then you got to pump the handle, you know? You gotta really get that oxygen, nutrient rich blood, like really pumping through the body. And
Mhm.
also, it's so important for, well, I mean, just first of all, stronger muscles hold your body more upright, and that's obviously huge. And then also, just from the psychological perspective, exercise is the number one way of beating cortisol, stress hormone. So you
Mhm.
exercise to exercise, throw out, get out that cortisol that basically it's something that just makes you age faster, basically. So yeah, I'm sorry, but you can't just eat yourself healthy. You gotta really exercise is pretty much just as important. It's a symbiosis. That's the brilliant thing, actually. And this is something to think about, that when you get those right foods and you have that life force, you have more energy and vitality. You're able to exercise. You
Mhm.
have more just will and drive and passion to take
Mhm.
care of yourself. That's the cool.
So I wanted to ask you there's so many different superfood products that are on the market. And I know that people get confused with, what should they buy? And I believe that your product is really superior. Do you want to kind of share a little bit more about what sets Infinity Greens apart from so many of the other products that are on the market?
Well, I present my case with utmost humility, and it's also why I'm willing to put my name on it, because I'm passionate about these foods, because I've seen just what they can do for myself, but also from my formulas being used at the Ashram Health Retreat and other retreats for now
Mhm.
13 years. I've been
Mhm.
doing this.
And
And
aren't your products also like sourced from, a clean and organic sources?
that's so important. It really is important. My ingredients are either organic or, even better, harvested, wild harvested from their native environment. So purity is crucial. And it's, again, it's such a saturated market.
Hmm.
There are so many products out there. It's just, and it's white noise. Unfortunate thing is, the majority of those products really hardly do any good at all, no matter how
Yeah.
organic and natural they are. It's a tough
Well,
one.
I really like yours.
Well, thank
I'm a
you.
big fan. And so how can people get your manual, Billy?
Well, I have both an electronic version and
Hmm.
a printed version. The Infinity Health Manual is on my website, and also all of my products. And the Infinity Greens product, which you have there, is the flagship. It's the original and most important of all the products. I have a product for the immune system and for pain relief, for memory. I have a protein formula. One very important thing about my products is they are bottled in amber glass. That you see, just the majority of the products, 99% of the products
Mm,
are bottled in
right.
uh,
So no light gets in. Right.
Well, it protects it from light because it's an amber glass, but most importantly is it protects the ingredients from breaking down with oxygen. And so
Okay.
you'll see that 99% of these formulas are in PVC plastic. It's the white plastic.
Mm. Mm.
And there are two problems. One problem is that they slowly leach oxygen over time. And so the ingredients just basically become weaker. They break down.
Mm.
Now, the bigger problem is PVC plastic gives off toxic gas. So again, no matter how organic the ingredients already were, they are becoming toxic, and people don't know that.
That's very interesting because all the, vitamins and supplements that you see in the markets, they're all in that PVC plastic.
Hopefully not forever. It's a tough one because
Hmm.
it's just what's so commonly and widely used, and it's toxic, and it's also harmful to the atmosphere. It's toxic is is un- uh, is underestimated just what it can do, the damages it can cause, and so. Absolutely. My humble advice is to only purchase your products in glass unless it's something that just is like a month or two expiration date. Otherwise, these supplements, you'll look at the expiration date and they're years. So
Hmm.
these ingredients are sitting in there for a long time. Now, just to put it into perspective, how quickly it can become polluted in that plastic is if you were to empty out one of your supplement bottles, wash it out, dry it out, cap it, and then a few hours take the lid off and smell, and then you can just smell it's like this intense plastic, and that's gas.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, and then of course it is what the ingredients are, that's just is important. And I'm very
Wow, that's
passionate
really something.
about the algae. Really,
Hmm.
they just have underestimated value. They're the foundational ingredients in infinity greens. And it's these all of these other green products are grass, wheatgrass,
Hmm.
and I want to call that out. I need to call these products. It's a tough one actually because all of these products now are using wheatgrass, which wheatgrass has only been used for the last 40 years. Basically, it was discovered as greens for pennies in the 70s.
Hmm.
And while they have some nutritive value, well, first of all, you got to consider that it's not something that our bodies are adapted to eating or drinking. Whereas algae, blue green algae like spirulina, chlorella, klamath algae, these have been used in the human diet all over the world for thousands of years,
Hmm.
except for the last few hundred. And so now they're coming back because it's like, wow, okay, nutritively, they are superior. They have way more chlorophyll, way more nutrients. And the grasses come with that price of being, oh, well, okay, so here we are back to a very important topic. Grasses can be inflaming. They're
Hmm.
irritating to the gastrointestinal system. They're irritating like one of the fundamental pillars of your
Hmm.
body. That's a really big deal. So
Hmm.
uh, these grasses really, while they have some nutritive value, like having them on a daily basis are essentially chipping away at your gastrointestinal health. Which
Hmm.
that's a
What
big,
about wheatgrass?
right, right. Wheatgrass it can be irritating to the gastrointestinal system only slightly, but it's like watching grass grow in reverse. It's slowly chipping away at your
Hmm.
gastrointestinal balance. So
Interesting.
having a fresh wheatgrass shot once in a while, is that going to hurt you necessarily? No, but why not juice some collard greens with an apple? Now we're talking. That's something superior. Way
Mm-hmm.
more nutrients, easier to digest, but it costs you something. Where grass, growing grass
Hmm.
doesn't cost much. But I'll
All
pay
right.
the
Well,
extra dollar.
thank you for all of this. You're such a wealth of information, and I believe in Billy's products so much. Yeah, I mean, I have very few products on my website that I sell and support and endorse, and Infinity Greens is one of them. So if you're interested in getting those and buying them, from Billy, you can go to my website, portiaswish.com, and you'll see in the shop portion there is a link that takes you directly to Infinity Greens, and there, and you can see all of Billy's products there, and you're the manual as well, I believe, right? Is
Yes. Yep.
that right? Yeah.
That's, I can't emphasize how important the manual is. I mean, all the products I'm very passionate about, but the manual is, well, your lifestyle is the most valuable thing. Your life force, your health, your longevity. So,
Okay, well, thank you so much,
hey,
Billy.
pleasure.
It's been
Yeah,
really fun.
thank you. Likewise.